fuck happened here? It's recording. Oh, it's still recording. Huh. Well then, let's continue. Yeah, I'm having some technical difficulties right now. My bad. Yeah. I didn't realize it was still recording. This will be interesting. But anyway.
I make this look easy.
So,
For the Shokan!
you know,
Round one, fight.
we still let Doja Cat rock with her bullshit. And at best, she only wants to loosely associate with her own blackness.
Johnny Cage.
And at worst, she's openly antagonistic to the black community.
Fight.
I mean, how the fuck you get mixed up with, you know, online forums of race baiting white supremacist motherfuckers? Like, how do you get associated with that? I think it's called race play or some shit like that. She was in some forum with these white boys that were saying racist ass shit,
Johnny
and she's
Cage.
mixed up with them and not pushing back against them or nothing like that. I'm like, how do you? And then she also did a record called Didn't Do Nothing, where she's, you know, lampooning the idea of black innocence at the hands of police and shit like that. I'm like, oh, so she's just antagonistic. She's got some self-hatred going on, and we letting her rock? Or we letting that shit rock because that ass fat, huh? Is that what it is? And because she's light-skinned with some thickness, and that's what's in right now, we gonna let her get away with fuckery. That's great. That's very, very nice. We need to do better. We need to do better than that. We really do. And so,
Johnny Cage wins.
like I say, it's tough.
Round two.
It's tough because, as I said, we give extra grace to our people because we know how hard shit is for them. And everybody can use a little bit of extra grace sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But that grace should be on credit. In other words, you don't get good credit just for existing. You get good ass credit because you have a history of paying your bills on time. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
When you've demonstrated a history, a long, varied history of paying off your various debts, that's how you get good credit. And good grace, or extra grace, should work the same way. You know what I'm saying? And that grace should not be determined by musical talent or whatever the fuck. Because there's still so many people out there completely unwilling to latch on to the idea, or at least the possibility, that somebody like Michael Jackson might have actually done the shit that people accused him of doing.
Round two.
He might have been a groomer and a damn child rapist. And I say may have, but I'm using air quotes. I really do think he did that shit. You know, that documentary, Leaving Neverland and all that, it had all the evidence I needed. And trust me, I'm not out here looking for people to fuck up or waiting for them to fuck up. I loved Michael, just like we all did.
Johnny Cage.
You know, I bought his last album that was posthumous and all that shit, where they did the remixes. I think it was called Escape. We bought it. I bumped the hell out of that album. The OG songs and the new ones. But I'm not gonna rock with somebody that is that fucking problematic and pretend like I can still support their art. And we need to, you know, do away with the separation between the art and the artist bullshit, because that's hogwash, bruh. Because by us supporting the art, we are directly giving these people more cash, more power, more clout. We're giving them our energy, and they're using it to harm us and other innocent people. And that's why we can't separate it. So when these stupid ass rappers have the nerve to sit there and say that dark-skinned women are ugly, we need to check they punk ass. Okay? Oh yeah. We need to check them. We need to check them and make them get in line. Let them know, you wouldn't have a career if it weren't for brown-skinned women. And so you're going to respect them. Always. You know, when someone like Bishop T.D. Jakes sits there and says these crazy things about modern women being more masculine and nasty than the men and all that, we need to check his motherfucking ass. He must have forgot that, like, probably 75% of his congregation is black women. So you not gonna come out here and disrespect these women like they're just deciding to be monsters and shit. Like they're deciding the circumstances that they have to deal with and shit. Like, nah, bro. These women are playing the hand that they were dealt. It ain't their fault that they have to be the breadwinners, that they have to be the most educated people in American society. It ain't their fault that these dudes be acting like, you know, they be acting like they kings and they ain't did nothing to earn no kingdom. These women can't help that.
Round one, fight.
And so give them women a break. Now, ain't nobody perfect. And yes, there are women out there that do and say grimy things towards men in exactly the manner that is described, but to categorize that as the majority of women or a large percentage, that's wrong, bruh.
Round two,
and we need to check these people when they get out of pocket like this. But, you know, I keep saying the same thing because it's that important, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can't sit here and give these people a pass. Give people a pass for harming us. We gotta stop doing that shit. And because I'm a political person, you know I have to connect this to politics. And many of y'all are not gonna like it if you're a black person watching this right now, but it has to be said. Everything I said applies to the Democratic Party just as much as it does Kanye West, because every 4 motherfucking years this party will come out in droves and pander and placate to us. Some of them will even have the nerve to demand our votes. But you know what they don't do? They don't give us the policies that we desperately need. Case in point, the President of the United States, Joe Biden. Joe Biden got into the office of presidency because of the black vote, particularly in places like Georgia, Pennsylvania, places like that. He would not be sitting in that chair right now if it wasn't for us. And you know where a lot of his fundraising came from? The protests of 2020. And what were we protesting? Police brutality. What's his response?
Johnny Cage
Since becoming president? Putting more cops on the street.
Oh yeah.
Giving them more funds so that they can like overly police us and throw us in jail. Not doing a goddamn thing about police brutality whatsoever. But guess what we gonna do? A lot of us are gonna turn right around in 2 years and give him and the other Democrats our vote again. What incentive do the Democrats have to listen to us if we do exactly what they tell us to do and we don't demand nothing?
Johnny Cage wins. Round 2.
Worse yet, when somebody comes along and says, hey, I'm not just giving my vote to no Democrat. I'm going to see what they're actually offering me first. And I'll threaten to take my vote elsewhere if they ain't offering nothing. We turn around and say that that person is a damn Trump supporter. That's what we did to Ice Cube, isn't it? I saw lazy ass articles calling Ice Cube, 50 Cent, and Kanye West Trump supporters, when only Kanye was the actual Trump supporter. 50 was trolling and didn't say who the hell he was voting for. And Ice Cube said he's not voting for either one of them because he's undecided.
Fight.
But yet, when Ice Cube, being as prescient as he is, you know, says on camera, hey, these Democrats and Republicans are playing with us. They have nothing for us black people. And we need to demand some shit from them before we give them our vote. We look at him like he's dumb, deaf, and blind. We don't need to do that no more. We need to stop being so goddamn loving and accepting. We don't need to accept the disrespect. We don't need to accept the pandering. We don't need to accept the bullshit because we think that certain people are one of ours and they deserve extra grace. No, hell no. They deserve whatever the hell they earned. No more, no less. Our support needs to be conditional. Our love and admiration and adulation of these people needs to be conditional. That's the only way that we're going to get what we want. And it's the only way we're going to put these people in check. But that's all I got to say. I'll catch y'all later. 1.